Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I made this brutalism poster of Cristiano Ronaldo. But before we get started, I'd like you to smash that like button, drop a comment, share this video to someone you think would like it, and subscribe to this channel. Without talking too much, let's get right into the video. So I'm going to create a new file, and I'm actually going to use uh, Instagram portrait size. So Instagram portrait size is 1080p by 1350 pixels. Alright, but if you want to increase the resolution, you can actually increase it. So what I usually use is 2600 by 3250. Alright, and I leave my resolution at 72 pixels per inch. I leave other settings the way it is, and I click on create. Okay, so now that we're inside our workspace, the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to bring in some guides to give me like a structure of the layouts that I'm going to be using. So if your rulers are not showing, just press Ctrl R and your rulers will show. Once your rulers are showing, come down here to the side and just left click and drag, and this will come out. Alright, for this one I'm just going to left click on it. Once it is selected, then right click on it, choose edit select guides, come down here, right click on this px, change it to percent and change it to 4%. Once you've done that, drag out another one and then do the same thing. This time I'll change it to 96%. Alright, I'll drag another one out, I'll change it to 33%. The next one will be 35%. So just bear with me. This is just to make sure that my work is structured properly. Okay, you can eyeball it if you want. Alright, this one is 64%. This is 67%. Alright, so that's all for the vertical section. Now for the horizontal section, to come to the top and just drag out, and then you repeat the process. So the first one is 3%, and then the next is 42.5. The next one is 44.3, I believe. The next one is 48. And then next one is 58. And finally the last one is 97. Okay, so with that we have all our guides set. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a solid color adjustment layer, and I'm going to change it to 121212. That's the hex code. It's almost black, but it's not black. Alright, and then I'm going to delete this white background. Alright, so now we have that. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a rectangle. So come here, select your rectangle tool, and then using the guides you can just align your rectangle. Okay, so we have our rectangle inside the guide, so you can see the entire essence of the guide. So come to the rectangle, double click on it, and you're going to go to stroke. Once you're in stroke, change, make sure there is a colored stroke. Alright, and make it a white stroke. Come to the size, make the size of the stroke 5, make the position inside, change the blend mode to dissolve and change the opacity to 95. Alright, and then click on OK. So if you press Ctrl H to hide the guide, you can see the effect we have on the stroke. Alright, so press Ctrl H to bring back our guide. We're going to draw another rectangle at the top here. Alright, align it to the guides just like I'm doing. Draw another one. Align it. And see how the guides is making the process pretty simple for us. So we don't have to guess. We know exactly the size everything needs to be. Okay. So press Ctrl H now. I'm noticing that these three rectangles are not equally spaced. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the three of them, and I'll come here and I'll click on this, and you can see automatically they are also equally selected. Alright, so I think that is pretty good. So if we press Ctrl 0 to zoom out, press Ctrl H, you can see we have the basic structure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this effect to all the rectangles, so all of them have that stroke. Just press Alt and drag it. Alright. So the next step, bring back our guides. I'm now going to draw some more rectangles. So I'll draw some more rectangles inside here. Alright. Just make sure that they are fitting inside the guides that we've drawn. That was the entire essence of drawing those guides, to save us stress and time and energy. So look at what we have. Alright, I'm still going to add strokes. Okay, but this one's in individual. I'm going to change the color to white. Okay, and by the way, the color of all these rectangles does not matter. Okay, in case you're wondering, because we're still going to add images inside all of them. Alright, so it does not actually matter. So bring back your guides, select your text tool, and we're going to write something. We're going to write Dos Santos. Okay, let's change this font. So Akira expanded. Okay, I will change the color to white. Okay, press your Ctrl T to transform and then extend it to the other side. Alright, so you can see that our flyer is taking shape. We can see the layout. So with this, our layout is complete. This is literally the entire layout of the flyer. Alright, so what are we going to do now? We're going to start importing our images. You might be wondering, why am I writing Dos Santos in a Ronaldo flyer? Well, if you're a real Ronaldo fan, you know that this is his name. Okay, Cristiano Ronaldo Dos Santos Aveiro. Alright, so that's why I'm writing it. Alright, so yes, I'm a Ronaldo fanatic. Sue me. Okay, next thing we're going to do is to start bringing in the images. So first of all, I'll bring in this image of Old Trafford back in 2008. Alright, I'm just going to bring it all the way down here and I'll clip it to this shape. Alright, you can see what we have. Then I'll bring in an image of Ronaldo from 2008. This is it. I'll just make sure it's at the bottom and I'll make sure that it is centralized. Okay. You can see that we have this. Now you can see that this shape is covering his head, right? So what are we going to do? We are going to hold our control and click on that Ronaldo image. You can see the selection that has been made, right? Then now go and select that rectangle. Once you selected, come down here and click on mask. Okay, then press Ctrl I to invert the mask, and voila, his head is now in front of that shape. Very simple process, right? Once we have the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come on top of him, select my text tool, and I'm going to write CR7. Alright, once I've written CR7, I'll just take it down here to the bottom and I'll position it there. Once that is written, I'll drag it, I'll copy it, I'll bring it down here and I'll write Aviero, which is also his name. Press Ctrl T, shrink it down very well, then drag it down to the bottom. Let's zoom in so we'll see what we are doing. Okay, we're just going to place it here. Alright, so with that, we're actually kind of done with the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to group everything at this bottom. So make sure that the rectangle at the bottom is selected, the Man U Stadium is there, Dos Santos, Ronaldo's image, the CR7 and Aviero. Okay, select all of them, press Ctrl G and call it bottom. Right, so if you hide the bottom, everything bottom is hiding. Very simple. The next thing we're going to do is, sorry, excuse me, we'll now come to the top. We'll now focus on these three boxes at the top. So select three of them, take them to the top. Okay, I want to align them accordingly. Okay, so this is the first, this is the second, and this is the third. Okay, so for the first, select the first, come here and select Ronaldo's image. This one where he's carrying, after they won the UEFA Super Cup. I've forgotten the name of this competition. Okay, so just clip it, clip the image into it. Alright, clip the image into it and just leave it. Come to the second one, select this one where he did a bicycle kick. Alright, so we're now actually going to use this image as the main image. We're just going to use it as like a background. I already have another image where I've removed the background, so just zoom it very well, clip it. Okay, try and make sure that Ronaldo is not showing. Okay, so just zoom in, try your best to make sure Ronaldo is not really showing. Okay, look at that, lovely. Once you have that clipped, come back and then bring this second image in. Alright, you can see the image that I have here. Okay, you can just place it like this, something like this. Okay, something like this. Alright, just position it however you feel it should be positioned. Once you have that, now come down to the last rectangle and then bring in the last image. This is Ronaldo when he was in Real Madrid, Champions League magic. Oh god, I miss those days. Anyway, we're just going to select it, bring it into this. Alright, so we have all this selected. So select the first image and shape, call it 1. Select the second one. The second one is the rectangle and those two images, call it 2, and then the last one, call it 3. So if you hide the first group, you can see what is hiding. If you hide the second group, you can see what is hiding. If you hide the third group, you can see what is hiding. Okay, Then now come to these rectangles in the middle. On top of the first one, you can see the one I'm hiding. On top of that first one, come on top of it, select your text tool and write Cristiano. Change the color to black. Change the color to 121212, not pure black. Once you've done that, press Ctrl T and shrink it so that it will enter that box. So let's zoom in. So what we can do is we can hide this second one so that we can see the name properly. So just expand it, press Ctrl T to transform one. Yeah. Now hold your Control key and click on that rectangle. You'll see a selection will appear. Select Cristiano and then centralize it into the shape. Press Ctrl D to deselect. Then hold your Alt and drag Cristiano into the second shape. Double click on it, change it to Ronaldo. Alright, bring it down here. Hold your Control key, click on this rectangle, selection will come up. While Ronaldo is selected, centralize it. Press Ctrl D. Okay, so you can see what we have. Now select everything, select Cristiano on all the rectangles and Ronaldo. Press Ctrl G and call it middle. Alright, so that is the middle. Okay, now this CR7 at the bottom, we are going to add a stroke to it. So double click on it, select stroke. We're just going to reduce the opacity to 3. I'll change the color of the stroke to 121212. Click OK. Alright. So this is our entire layout. Okay, this is our entire layout. So what I'm going to do next is I'll start applying the brutalism effect, which is threshold. That's what I'm using. So open this bottom group, go to the Man U Stadium. Okay, once that Man U Stadium is selected, come down into your adjustment panel and select threshold. Once threshold is selected, clip it, right click it and create clipping mask. Once you've created a clipping mask, select the threshold layer and select the stadium, and then right click and convert them to a smart object. Once they've been converted to a smart object, double click on it and then select the stadium itself. Go to your filter, go to noise, add noise. Alright, so you can play around with the noise. I'm going to use 48 for this one. Click on OK, then press Ctrl S to save and press Ctrl Shift W to go back, and that is our brutalism effects. Alright, next thing you're going to do is come to Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay, select him, come down here, select the threshold effect again, right click and create a clipping mask. Once you've done that, select the two layers, right click and create and convert to smart object. Once you've converted to a smart object, double click on it, select Ronaldo's image, go to filter, go to noise and go to add noise. Alright, you can now play around with the noise to whatever you want. You can just experiment, see what works and what does not work. Press Ctrl S, press Ctrl Shift W to go back. Okay, this looks like it has too much noise, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to reduce the noise. I'll click on OK, press Ctrl S, press Ctrl Shift W. Alright, this looks a bit better. We are done with the bottom layer. Alright, so we'll go to the top layer, select this Ronaldo's image, come down here, create a threshold adjustment layer, clip it, select the two of them, turn them into a smart object, double click, select the Ronaldo's image, click on filter, add noise, click OK, press Ctrl S and Ctrl Shift W to go back. Alright, do the same thing with all the images. I'm going to select. Now this one, you remember this one has two images inside it. This one in the middle. Look at this one I'm hiding. Inside that group, there are two images. There's Ronaldo's image, and then there's what I used as the background. So the background, select the background, come down here, select threshold, clip it, select two of them, convert them to a smart object, double click on it, select Ronaldo's image, select filter, add noise to it, click on OK, save it, and then go back. Okay, and then come to Ronaldo's image and do the same thing, add threshold, clip it, select two of them, turn it to a smart object, open it up and add noise. The same process. You can see what we have, and then we'll now do it for the last image. Add threshold, clip it, select two of them, create smart objects, and then add noise. Save it and go back. Alright, so as you can see, we have actually created the brutalism effect. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I want to actually cut off his hand. I don't want his hand to come out of this box. So I'm going to open this up. I'll select the rectangle, click on his image and create a mask. Now the problem is that once I've created that mask, it's going to cut off other elements like the ball on his leg. So I'll click on that mask, select my brush tool, make sure that the hardness is set to 0. Alright, and make sure that your foreground color is white. Then come and touch the places you want to come back. Okay, so I brought his leg back, but the hand is cut off. Alright, so we have that. So press Ctrl O. I think one last thing that we are missing is at the top. There's something written at the top, which is the goat. Alright, so we'll just zoom in. We'll zoom in. We'll take it here. Press Ctrl T and to transform and reduce the size. Alright. Press Ctrl O. I'm actually going to bring in another element that I've provided here. It is this. It's very tiny. Zoom in. We're just going to take it to the top. Okay. Just position it here at the edge. Okay, so that is that for that. So once we have all this, I just want to quickly select these three. I'll call it top. You get, so we have the top, we have the middle, and we have the bottom. Very simple. So once this is done, the next thing we are going to do is you're going to kind of displace this image a bit. So press Ctrl Shift Alt E. It will create a snapshot of all the layers. Right click it and convert it to a smart object. Then go to your filter, go to camera raw filter, or rather we'll not add camera raw filter now. Go to your filter, go to distort, select displace, click on OK, then come to the document that you downloaded. I'm going to give you all these assets. Okay, so come to it and you're going to see a PSD file called displace. Look at it here. So select it and you can see that the entire image is now rough, kind of. So I don't want everything to be rough. So what I'm going to do is I'll come to this mask here. I'll press Alt Control backspace. You can see that everything has straightened out. Then I'm going to select my brush tool. Alright, I'll make sure that the hardness is set to 100. and that the foreground color is white. Then I can now select the areas that I want to distort. Okay, you can see that it's distorting those areas that I choose. You can see it is distorting those areas I choose. Alright, so just choose anywhere you want to distort and distort it. Alright, so it must not be everywhere, but anywhere you want. Alright, so I think I've had enough. Next thing I'm going to do is to bring in textures. So all these textures, everything is going to be provided for you. Okay, so just drag it in, scale it up, then come here and play around with the blending mode. So I'll choose linear dodge add, and I'll come here and I'll play with the fill. So I'm just going to leave it at 26. I'll bring in another texture. I'll scale it up, play around. I think I'll use screen for this one. Reduce the fill just a little bit. I'll leave it at 90. Okay, you can see what we have so far, right? So now we are going to create a gradient map. So come down to your adjustment layer, create gradient map, click on the map, click on the gradient, and you select the proper gradient map. So the hex code for this is on the left hand side of gradient is 262626, and on the right hand side is FF3A3A. Alright, so you can just copy and paste, and you have the same. Sorry about that. Let me put it back. Copy and paste, you have the same effect. Alright, now if you noticed, I actually did two variations of the flyer. If you look at the flyer thumbnail, so it's just by changing the gradient map and you can get whatever you want. So this is what the other flyer looks like. So it's just by changing the gradient map. Look at the hex code. This, and the other side is this. So you can literally change it to whatever you want. Just play around with your hex codes. Alright, but I want it to be red and black. Okay, once we have that, press Ctrl Shift Alt E to create a snapshot. Right click, turn it into convert it to a smart object, and go to filter and go to camera raw filter. Once in camera raw filter, we can come here and play with the texture, play with the clarity, play with the vignettes and the haze. Okay, increase your grain a bit, come to detail, increase sharpening. Okay, go to curve, can just play around with the curves. Okay, and then click OK. And with that, we have come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you learned anything in this video, if you got any value, kindly smash the like button below, drop a comment, tell me what video you want me to do next, or if there's another brutalism poster you'd like me to do, maybe of another football player or an anime character, whatever, just let me know in the comment section. And subscribe to this channel, please subscribe, I beg. Turn on your post notification and so that you'll be notified anytime I drop a new video. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice one.